All right, everyone. Looks like we're live. Hello, welcome. I heard the news today. I told everybody that I would jump on if we had any big breaking news, and I asked Deann if she wanted to join me. So,
I didn't even know you guys. I was at my daughter's. I was at my daughter's, and then I had a couple personal readings, and then I went over to hers, and then I was trying to figure out what to get for dinner, and then Kevin texted me and said, "I'm going what?" So I hurried up and got up. So it's like you said, it's kind of I'm happy about it, but like you said, it's kind of
it's
sad
kind of
too.
sad the overall circumstances, but um, it feels good that that there's justice happening and
Accountability.
accountability. Yeah. Hello,
We've been
everyone.
seeing him getting away with stuff for too long. It just feels, I mean, you don't want this to
Mhm.
happen in our country, but it just feels good to see that, that our justice system is still working, that
Right. And it's much needed for our democracy right now.
yes.
Um, you know, with all of these actors trying to dismantle it, we need that justice and that accountability. So hopefully everybody maybe brought a cocktail. I'm drinking a mango mule, an absolute mango mule drink, and I popped some popcorn, but it got a little burnt. So of course
I'm
I
going to
would
get,
burn the popcorn in honor of Trump getting indicted, but that's okay. What are you drinking?
I know you're ashamed of me, but I'm drinking boxed wine with ice in a mug. But
Yummy.
I was hurrying, and I like ice in my wine. I know you're not supposed to, but I never listen to what I'm supposed to.
Whatever works for you. I've worked
Tastes
in
good to me. I
I've
had to
worked in a
have
lot of
something to
upscale
celebrate.
restaurants, and I'm a wine connoisseur myself, and it's not something I encourage, but to each their own, right? All right. Well, I was right last week. I was feeling like the indictment's coming this week. I was on Allie's channel last night. Somebody asked for us to read on the full moon, and I got the justice card. Um, so pretty fitting with our full moon tonight that Trump got
Yes.
indicted. I had to go upstairs and grab some of my cards and crystals. I had moved everything upstairs for to charge in the moonlight, and had to grab some things and bring it back down. But that's all right.
I was on with an astrologer a few days ago, and she was talking about the moon in Cairo or something about Trump being born under an eclipse and his
Mm,
mother being mentally ill and taken away when he was 2 years old. And then when he lost the presidency, it was an eclipse too. Remember that eclipse he stared at and he didn't even wear sunglasses? He was just looking at it. Well,
right.
that one apparently was a big eclipse that Cairo, I guess, cuts the head off the ego. And that
Mm,
was the one that we had COVID and he lost the
yeah.
election and it's supposed to cut the head off the ego. Well, we're going to be having an eclipse, she said, this
Next year.
election as
Yeah, next
well.
year.
Yeah, this
It
coming
comes.
up
It's a
enough.
total eclipse, and it actually is like in a direct path of like Cleveland, Ohio. So it should be like a total eclipse for me anywhere where I'm at. I think it's in May of next year, if I remember correctly.
Ha ha. Sonia said my cousin puts Coke in her wine.
To each their own. Joni says I have no alcohol, just a bunch of emojis. Well, thanks everybody for joining us and celebrating. I don't typically drink and read, but
Me neither.
I think one drink isn't going to hurt anything.
I, I just have a little bit in there. I don't
Yeah,
normally either.
but so if you like, we can read some stuff on indictments or anything else going on politically. Although I'm sure most of the questions are going to be about indictments. I think I predicted last week too. I felt like there was a woman judge who wasn't going to take Trump's crap and really try to silence him. I was feeling with I don't think that they've named the sixth co-conspirator in the Trump
Mhm.
indictment. For whatever reason, Bannon came through to me. Um, I could be wrong with that. I do feel like
I
he'll
don't
be
think they
indicted
are.
eventually. And like I said too, I feel like there's waves of indictments, and Jack Smith, when he talked today, alluded that investigations were ongoing, and everybody that participated was going to be held to account. So,
No, I think you're right about Bannon because, like I was telling you, I remember him talking about doing the January 6th thing before it was done. There was discussion
mhm,
with him, and who's the other guy with Nixon on his back? I
with
can't think of
Nixon.
his name. You know the guy with the gray hair. He has a picture of Nixon on his back. Trump pardoned him. These guys will probably know who he is. He was talking to him about it too. I can't
Mhm.
think of his dang name. You guys will know who it is. Roger Stone.
Oh, Roger Stone, yeah, and I feel like he's definitely in trouble too.
Yes, yes. I think he's in trouble too.
Hmm.
Because him and Bannon, I think, were talking about this together.
Yeah. Well, we can read on that, Paula O. Yes, please like and share, subscribe. I think we're both casting on our channels, so if you're on Deann's channel and not subscribed to mine, please do. Kevin's Loving Vibrations, and if you're on mine and haven't subscribed to Deann's channel, Deann Sheild Maiden Tarot.
Hey, Stony Baker, MD.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I said too. I think last week or the week before, Rudy Giuliani was coming through really strongly. I think originally when I said that I felt like Trump was going to be indicted for January 6th, it felt like it was those closest to him, like his attorneys, being indicted with him. But I'm feeling really big news in September too,
yeah.
and I almost wonder if some of the people involved in Congress, and I feel like that comes in waves too. I don't think it's going to be everybody all at once.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm wondering if it's September or October where those indictments come. It doesn't feel like it's too far off.
Yeah. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's due for her election in 2024, and I wouldn't be surprised if they questioned her. And Mark Meadows, I think he's under protective custody.
Oh yeah. Well, it's really interesting too because I feel like had Meadows not flipped on Trump, he would have been indicted today. So I think it's very
Smart.
interesting that Meadows isn't in there. Yeah, we can read
Rudy
some
is
more.
not going to make it. He's going to throw him and Eastman under the bus. From what I've heard, he's trying to say, "What was the lawyers? It was the lawyers." He's going to say it was the lawyers, not him. But that's not a defense. They're not going to
Yeah,
let you defend yourself. But if the lawyer tells you to go kill somebody, go steal a car, the judge doesn't care if you say, "Well, my lawyer told me to."
right. Sorry, trying
Oh,
to
you
get
looking?
I'm trying to get all these questions from Deann real quick.
Oh, I'd help you if I was on there, but you're on your
Oh,
own.
you're
Next
fine.
time you ought to make me on here and I can help you.
We were kind of this is a last minute thing, which is why we were running a little late.
We were.
Um, but yeah, we have a lot a lot of big stuff going on. So, but thank you so much for coming on with me last minute, Deann.
No, I've missed you. I'm so happy. I seen the thing with you and Allie. I've got it on my little playlist. I'm gonna watch that and you and Mel next. I don't always get to watch them live, but with the
Hmm.
puppy and everything and grandkids, but I always watch.
Joni says Navarro was a good guess because he tried to pass it up. Yeah, and I do feel trouble for Navarro. Like I said, Bannon's the first one that came to mind. I could be wrong with that. I do feel indictments eventually. Maybe it is Navarro. That I mean that resonates too. So all right. Sonia says, please tell me MTG is going down. MTG is going down. And I'm not just
Yeah.
telling you because you told me to say that.
And she won't be reelected. There's no way that woman's getting reelected. She is a stain on Congress.
See, I haven't felt that super strongly. Lauren Boebert, I definitely feel like will not be reelected. I do feel trouble for MTG, but I feel like she may be one of the later ones that get in trouble or
Yeah.
investigated. But
Her,
I do feel like there's energy of um, a lot of her MAGA constituents think that she's a sellout, and I see her really kind of upsetting a lot of her constituents.
Well, I think in November 2024, she comes up for reelection, and I forget who she's going against, but I did a reading on it, and I did not see her winning. at all.
Mm-hmm.
So she, that thing she did with Hunter Biden, that was just disgusting. She's just a vile.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Giovanna.
And that's me trying to think of a nice word.
Oh, and also before we get into the readings, I just wanted to say real quickly, thank you all for the happy birthday wishes in the comments. I got some emails. A couple people sent me
Oh,
some stuff, so it was very nice, and I really appreciate it. I had a really nice day.
yeah. How was your birthday?
It was good. Me and my husband had a nice dinner, and I have some new decor in my room that my husband bought me for my birthday. Um, it's really interesting because I saw this Justice tarot card little banner,
Perfect.
and I was feeling very called to it, and I was like, I think we're going to have justice here soon. So I thought it would work really good with the channel, so I got it.
But everybody was saying, why is, he's an ex-president, that's why. But anybody else would have been cuffed. He
Oh, of
wouldn't have been
course.
able to come and wave at the people and,
Mm-hmm.
but they really aren't indicting him. They're indicting you. He's just standing in their way.
Yeah, and it is a little bit tricky because I think had he decided not to run, I don't think that they would be so careful. But because more than likely he's going to be the Republican nominee, they really don't want to come across and feed into the Republican narrative that the DOJ is weaponized. So they are kind of treading it carefully, but also, um, you know, he's a threat to our democracy, and so I mean, there has to be accountability
Right.
and
Otherwise,
justice.
Kamala could do the same thing. I mean, this
Hmm.
election, the Democratic president could do the same thing. Anybody could do the same thing. If he gets away with it, he's setting precedent for other people. But he
Hmm.
just can't get in. He won't get in.
Angela, I don't know what the Green Bay sweeps theory is.
The Green Bay sweeps theory, they were talking about how they were, I'm not sure, Angela, but I remember hearing about, isn't that what Bannon was talking about with Stone, about how they were going to do this? I'm just curious. I heard that too.
Thank you, Sonia.
Is it theory?
Yeah, I feel like we're going back and forth
Okay.
between people thinking it's Navarro and Bannon. I definitely feel both of them will be indicted. So
Here it is, Kevin. The Green Bay sweep is the name of a procedural strategy to attempt to overturn the 2020 United States
okay,
presidential election, advocated by Peter Navarro. He outlined the plot in a book published in November 2021 and spoke about it in multiple media interviews.
okay. Does it say who that was from? Everybody's saying it was planned from Peter Navarro.
Peter Navarro.
Maybe this indictment is for Navarro then. All right. Well, I have a couple questions here to
It was
start.
Navarro and Bannon and Trump
So it
plot.
was both of them. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Um, Maybe that's why they both are resonating too. Um, so I have a couple questions here that me and Deann can read on, and if you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the chat, all caps, a couple emojis. We'll get to as many as possible. I think we're going to focus mostly on January 6th and the indictments, but if we have something else important going on, we can look at a couple other things too. Paula O wants to know if we'll have fair and honest jurors.
Fair and honest. In which case, the
In the
document January 6th?
in the January 6th, and I don't feel
Fair and honest
that
jurors.
being an issue at all.
Fair and honest jurors. I'm getting yes.
I actually feel better about the DC case over the Florida case.
Yeah, and I think the evidence, he would not be indicting. They say if you get a federal case against you, they're like 90 something percent sure they've got all the evidence against you, and especially if it's a president, ex-president, they're going to be even more sure that they've got all their Donald ducks in a row, so.
Right. Well, and I don't see that really being an issue because
No.
Jack Smith is so thorough and really, for both cases, has an ironclad case. I mean, the documents case wasn't it like 70, 80 pages? I think the case
80.
today, I think it was like almost 50 pages. So there's a lot of information in there. Oh yeah, Eastman's going down. I think he was one of the
Oh, for
ones
sure.
that was indicted today, for sure.
As soon as I seen the when they had the thing with where they were who was it? Who is the lady who was the head of the case when they were investigating this? They had the committee, the January 6th committee.
Liz Cheney?
Yes, Liz Cheney. But when they were had Eastman there and he took the fifth all those times and they told what he did, I thought, oh, he's going down. Right then I knew he's going down.
Yeah.
Trump is throwing him under the bus hard. That's why
did they confirm it was Navarro?
Giuliani,
Jennifer.
Eastman, Clark, Powell, and now Navarro.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yes.
And there was another one, but I don't remember what his name was, but he was a lawyer for Trump. Kenneth something, I think is what they were saying. And it's really interesting too because we've been reading on this for a while, and with the January 6th indictments, we felt like I was feeling like around 8 people, and we have 7 with Trump included in that. So, but there's going to be more. Like I said, this is just the beginning. There's a lot more. The January 6th is going to be huge, and a lot of people are going to be investigated, and a lot of them will be charged. So.
Yeah. Rudy, I'm sure is hitting the bottle hard. I know that with everything in me. If he had reason to drink before, he's got a lot of reason now.
Yeah, the other one's Kenneth Chesbrough.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember who that is, but it's so hard to keep track of all these people.
So many criminals.
Right. Oh yeah, and as a result from this, I haven't heard anybody talking about the GOP responding to the newest Trump investigations, but just be prepared for it to get ugly and for them to, like I said before, talk about the Bidens.
Yeah, look over at Hunter Biden's. Look at these porn pictures of Hunter Biden. Don't look at Trump.
I'm just saying, though, they're going to say that he's weaponizing the Justice Department, and
they are.
They're going to start feeling cornered, and they can see the writing on the wall. So this has been part of their plan all along, is to really try to distract and set up their narrative before this all happens. So it's going to get ugly. It's going to be a bit of a circus.
There was something I was wanting to show you. They were planning on, I got notes on this in here somewhere, they were planning on having, if any Republican won, they were going to try to make it to where they would have control over Congress, Senate, and the FBI, CIA, all that. It's just like, they're flat out saying fascism now. They're not even hiding it.
That's a good question. Just also said they don't put 45 in prison. Will these co-conspirators see prison time? And I think absolutely yes.
Yeah.
I've always felt, for entertainment purposes only, and I don't wish for it, but I've never felt Trump being on this planet for much longer. And I do think when things really start to get ugly, I've always kind of felt like a mental ward or some kind of mental institution that he's put in. And I think that,
stroke or heart attack or something.
I do think that for his health, I think that will be part of the reason why he's not jailed, or, if things are delayed enough and he's not with us anymore.
I keep feeling Rudy.
I feel a lot of people going to prison.
I keep feeling Rudy's going to go to prison, but he will not make his entire sentence. Yeah, because of his health, because of his, just his age. I just don't think that he's going to make it through his entire sentence that they give him. It's too late for him to flip now.
Yeah, I agree. And he was trying to, I think, because wasn't he just there trying to talk to them? Do you want to read on Rudy? Let's see what's going on with Rudy. And we'll look at Eastman too. And somebody sent that.
Yeah, plus Rudy just admitted that he lied about those two, the mother and daughter, Ruby and he admitted that, and he acted like it was no big deal, like it's part of his First Amendment right to lie against these two women and ruin their life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going down. His money, all his money is going to be gone.
I don't think he has a whole lot to begin with right now. And
No.
Fani is coming with her indictments. It very well could be even next week. I feel like they're pretty close together.
She's telling him to get ready now. The first couple
Mm-hmm.
weeks of August or something, she's trying to get everything ready and situated now.
I feel like it might be next week, maybe the following week. But I think it will be August.
I'm getting in the next week or two. She might.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
like
So let's
in a
take a
boom,
look at
boom,
Rudy.
boom.
Let's see how Rudy's doing.
Okay. I can just feel how he's doing.
Uh-huh.
Rudy Giuliani admitting guilt, and he turned right around and made a video denying it. Oh, you're kidding. Why is that not surprising?
You know, it's really interesting because with Rudy, I feel like he is so desperate. He's trying to make a deal, and he has a plan. We have the Seven of Swords here, so this is kind of like the shady dealings or trying to throw somebody under the bus and to make a deal. And I do think that he will. Maybe it's a lightened sentence with cooperation, although I do
It
feel
will
like
be.
more time too. But yeah, he still has a lot of obstacles and challenges, a lot of roadblocks ahead. So this plan that he's trying to work out, um, it's kind of like it's halted. And then interesting enough, Deann, and I do feel like he may get jail, but I also worry about his
Health.
his health too. Um, I don't think he's going to do very well detoxing in prison. Somebody I think just wrote that in the chat, and I agree with that 100%. And he's not in a good health place right now. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some kind of cognitive decline going on.
Yeah. I got that they're going to tell him that he could get 6 years, 7 years, but he will go to jail, but maybe he'll only make it 6 months is what I've been feeling. He's not because of his health. I
Yeah.
got the Hierophant in reverse, and I feel like that's unorthodox. The things he did, he was foolish.
Yeah.
It shows the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. He's losing all his money. He's in despair. It's the end of his commitment with Trump. Trump is not going to be there for him like he thought. He's throwing him under the bus. There's a lot of fights over money. He's problems with money. I got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's a broken commitment. What Trump told him he would do, he'd be there for him. He isn't. He lost an opportunity, and he's going to have, again, insecurity, losing money. He's going to say with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, he feels it's unfair. He feels that, and he's going to say, but he abused his power. This can stand for abusing power. And I see, yeah, it's into him. He's going away. He's just trying to escape. That's why you haven't seen him. He's just exhausted, trying to escape. But physically, mentally, he's not doing well, and I think he will go to jail, and I don't think he'll last long after he goes.
And Trump isn't going to have anybody's back.
Nobody, never will. Only his own.
He may have some people's back if their loyalty to him, like his aides in the document case, help pay for their lawyers and all that. Although that's not going to be successful, but when push comes to shove, Trump only cares about himself.
Yep. Loyalty only goes one way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think Trump is I think he has to go to D.C. on Thursday to be arraigned. So it's 2 days away. Oh, that's a good one. Denise says, "Do you see 45's January 6th trial being televised?"
No. Do you? I don't think he'd want it televised. He don't want his people to see it.
I'll check with the pendulum real quick, but I just heard no.
It would be terrible for him if they had to see him cross-examine it. You know, he has to win the presidency.
Yeah, pendulum's saying no.
Yeah, it's his only chance is if he wins the presidency. He's desperate.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he would be out there saying, "Well, televise it," and then if they actually try to do that,
he'd say no, no. His lawyers are saying no, no.
His lawyers would be like, no. Yeah. I do feel like there's some energy of people wanting to try to make it televised, but I don't think it will be.
I wouldn't put it past him, though, to tell his supporters, I wanted it televised. It's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. And then Jack Smith said, we'll televise it. And he'd be like, no, 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 no.
Well, it's not up to Jack Smith. I think that they would have to have the Supreme Court do it, because I don't think the federal courts are ever televised.
But I mean, the judge or whoever does that could say, all right, you want it televised, you know, but he's not going to. I really don't see that. Thank you, Jamie Johnson, for the super sticker. Oh, can you read on Roger Stone?
Yeah, they would need permission to do to allow cameras, and I don't see that happening. I think Connie's going to indict next week or the following. I just saw the number 14, so maybe the 14th. I don't know what day that's on. It's on a Monday. So it's like 2 weeks. So we'll see. I think within the next week or two, Connie will be right behind with indictments.
Okay.
I had to Google. I couldn't picture Roger Stone's face for whatever reason. I remembered him as soon as I Googled him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just remember the Nixon on his back.
Uh-huh. I do feel Roger Stone's going to get some time. Absolutely.
You feel like he's going to get some time?
Yep.
Yeah, my pendulum is saying I get the Two of Swords for him. So I get he's going to have to make a difficult decision. He's going to deny. He's going to deny. They're going to tell him things. He's going to get the blindfold. He's going to deny that he didn't know this or he didn't know that. He has a lot of burden on him right now. A lot of struggles and stress right now with all this going on. I feel right now his confidence with strength in reverse is low. He doesn't have a lot of confidence. He's concerned. But I do get that he's just delaying the inevitable. I got the Tower in reverse. So it can stand for avoiding a disaster, delaying the inevitable. He may get time, but he may be trying to make a decision of what can I do to get myself out of as much trouble as I can. Who can I pin this on? Who can I
think a lot of them, when they're actually faced with possibly going to jail or they're getting indicted, a lot of them's going to try to make that deal, you know. Trump isn't worth it for them. However, you know, I think I don't think they're going to be very successful with that. I think that they already have like everything they need. I do feel it's interesting because I feel like Roger Stone's fighting, and I don't know when his indictment's coming. It feels like his justice is a little bit out there. But there is some big news coming up with Roger Stone. This can even be like communications and documentation, like text messages. trying to give up some of that evidence. I don't know if they've already taken his stuff, but there's somebody's coming in for the kill with Roger Stone because he's the fool. He's been very immature, very foolish. I do see it. This is him trying to persevere and carry on, and really desperate to try to walk away from Trump. But that judgment is coming in for him really strong, and then he's got some heartbreak coming in too, along with the others. The other Trump loyalists. That large group. Um, so, like I said, I feel like he gets jail, but I think his is a little bit out there. Maybe it's another year or two out.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in all these separate rooms that they're going to be questioning these people. You know how they separate them and they get all their stories to see if they match? One's
Mike
going to turn on the other,
Mike
on
Pence
the
is
other.
fly.
The fly on Pence's head.
Somebody said something about Pence. I think Pence made a statement. Let me see what somebody wrote.
I wonder, they said something about he finally stood up and said something.
Rosa says, today's indictment serves as an important reminder anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
Amen,
Well,
sister.
isn't he? Well, he's finally grown a pair and used his voice, hasn't he?
Well, it's just so odd. If somebody was gonna, hang me, coming after me, wanting me to break the law for them, and then still he didn't stand up for himself. There's no way he does. He just doesn't have a spine. I can't see him ever winning a presidency.
Oh no, and you know what? Even I think that's why Pence really doesn't want to. He's been so quiet in the past of coming up against Trump, but I think he's probably starting to realize the Trump voters all hate him and they're never going to vote for him.
No.
So, but yeah, I mean, he's got no personality. He would have no chance of being president. I don't see that ever.
He's thought of as being spineless. He can't even stand up for himself. How can he stand up for America and American citizens?
Yeah.
He's afraid of the MAGA.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but you know what though too, at some point, and all the Republicans really are, those that don't necessarily agree with Trump and where he's taken the party, they're terrified of that base and of Trump and that base coming after them and replacing them. So that's why they're all kind of spineless. But I do feel like we're getting to a point where things are getting so bad for Trump. Because I feel like before the next election, there is some bipartisanship and some Republicans really trying to get away from Trump and the MAGA party.
And I don't like Chris Christie, and he is doing it just for himself, but he's actually helping us out because he's finally at least even if it's self-serving, he's telling the truth on Trump. Yeah. And some Republicans are going to hear that and listen to him.
I don't see Christie being successful.
No. But he's helping Biden actually by coming out and saying the things that the other Republicans aren't saying.
Yeah. I agree, though. I think he's the only one that's really talking against Trump right now in the Republican primary. Do we want to? Let's read on this judge. Can somebody in the chat? Do they know this female judge that is going to be over the January 6th? What's her name? Because I feel like she's super tough and she's not putting up with Trump's crap.
And I even think with the documents case with Cannon, I knew she would set it back, kind of try to be compromised. But if she does that again or keeps doing that, they're going to pull her.
What was that? I'm sorry.
On the documents case too, Judge Cannon, I said I knew that she was going to try to compromise so that it looked like a compromise, but she could help Trump out a little bit by pushing it to May. But she can't keep doing that or they're going to pull her out. But this new one, I don't see them being...
Well, and Jack Smith has made it clear. He made it clear today that he wants a quick, he wants a quick case. She was an Obama appointed judge, Tanya Chutkin.
Oh, Tanya, yeah, Well, what's her name? Tanya. Will Tanya
Lawsuit
judge
done said
Maiden?
she was appointed by Obama of
Infiltrate.
Jamaican descent. Yeah, because I feel like she does not play.
She's not putting up with it. No, I'm getting she's not going to put up with
Let's just throw some cards on her. Let's see
yeah.
the energy around her.
There's no way he's getting away with all this indictments, all this proof. He's being hit in every direction. He says, if I wasn't the nominee, the head nominee, they wouldn't be doing this to me. And if I was losing, they wouldn't be doing this to me. Well, if you wouldn't break laws, they wouldn't be doing it to you either.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think
got
she
the king.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just pulled this one card. I got the King of Wands in reverse, and that stands she's going to be forceful and unyielding.
Uh-huh.
King of Cups and mature of her. She's in control of her emotions. She's wise.
I get that she doesn't play, and I think that she may be one of the females that takes Trump down with the Three of Cups. This is all about celebration. Yeah, she's coming in hard. She's giving it a hard judgment against Trump. The Knight of Swords. So she charges full steam ahead. Kind of may probably be a little bit ruthless. She doesn't allow like riffraff or any of that crap in her court. She's very to the point.
Yep.
But she's very hardworking. She's going to work really hard on the case, and I think that her concern is for us to shift out of all this divisiveness and all this craziness in our country and move to calmer waters. And I think that she'll be helpful in that.
I think with that Ten of Swords too in reverse, that can stand from learning from the past. She's seen what he does. She's seen what she did with Cannon. She knows his tricks. Delay, and she ain't gonna fall for it, and she isn't gonna do it.
And I feel like I do feel like that she's gonna threaten Trump. Tell Trump when he starts his threatening crap and going on Truth Social that he better cut it out, and I see her being very firm with that. We know that Trump will try to push the envelopes and see what he can get away with. I don't feel like him getting sent to jail because of it, but I feel like he may be sanctioned. If he doesn't, shut up.
He's incapable of that.
Right.
I wondered if they'd put a gag order on him, but I just can't see him being able unless they actually put a bald gag in his mouth.
Russia, if you're listening, there's justice in America. Amen, Yogi Bear. Cheers to that.
Oh, Putin's upset. He's Putin's only hope, too.
I almost feel, I do feel like September is going to be a huge month. And October feels pretty significant, too. But September and December feel really significant. And I almost feel like maybe this case is all done by December. I feel like more indictments and this January 6th stuff getting bigger, I think, in September.
I got a feeling they're all talking to each other. Jack Smith, Fonnie, they're coordinating evidence, coordinating how they're going to move forward.
I felt that too. Fonnie did make a statement, I think, the other day saying that she's never met Jack Smith, and if he was next to her, she wouldn't know who he was, and he probably couldn't pronounce her name correctly. But I don't feel like she was being totally truthful with that.
I don't believe that. They're not going to come right out and say that, I'm sure.
Everyone's saying that she's given higher sentences than recommended for some of the other January 6th people that have gotten in trouble. So yeah, she seems like I just feel like she's not playing. She's very serious, and she's going to follow the rule of law, hold those accountable. What were you going to say, Deann?
Oh, I'm just thinking he makes things worse for himself too, threatening the judges, threatening their families. I mean, it just and trying to, kept trying to delay an innocent. He's doing everything a guilty person would, pleading the fifth. I mean, if I was innocent, I wouldn't do any of those things.
Right. All right. We got over 300 watching. Thank you all so much. Please hit the
Wow,
thumbs up.
Kevin.
Please go over to Deann's channel and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yes, please.
Oh, Karen wants to know what will the reaction of the other Republican, presidential candidates be? I don't see. I think Christie is the only one that's really condemning it. Mike Pence, I think, kind of toys the line a little bit. I don't think that he didn't go out and fully denounce Trump. I mean, he did make that statement, but he didn't really. He's not really going full throated and attacking Trump either. So,
but Chris Christie will.
But the other ones, I don't see the other ones really changing their tune or attacking Trump. They want his supporters in case Trump isn't able to be the nominee.
Is it Tim Scott, the one that's running for president? He has actually gone after DeSantis now about his wanting to teach the school kids that slavery was a benefit.
Yeah. Well, and I see all of them going after DeSantis rather than Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait till the debates. I kind of got the feeling Trump's not going to go, and they're all going to gang up and pile on DeSantis because they want his support.
No, Trump wants to have an interview with, what's his name, that just got kicked off of Fox. My brain today.
Tucker
Carlson, because he wants the softball questions. He's afraid to get up there and be questioned, especially with Chris Christie, because he'll come after him about that. So he don't want to go to the debates. And that's going to make him look bad, too, in the eyes, I would think. But
yeah,
seems anything he does, some of them, it doesn't matter.
Thank you, Linda. For entertainment purposes only. Yeah, Tim Scott is not good. But you know what? I almost felt like I got a really weird feeling about him when he announced. Now, I don't think that he would be popular enough to be voted in. Maybe Trump is able to be in the picture for a while and possibly gets a nomination and then is taken out or isn't able to run after the nomination and they try to throw Tim Scott in. I don't know. But I had a really weird feeling about Tim Scott, so I would keep an eye out on him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel that way about anybody else that's thrown their hat in the race yet. But it might be Trump. I don't know. I feel like Trump's obviously in a lot of trouble. So I think that's where it makes it a little bit hard to see things kind of clearly because maybe it's not fully decided because, free will is a bit in place still of I think if Trump is still in the picture and isn't in a medical facility or still in the, as long as he's still on this planet, I think he's going to get the nomination. But, something happens or he gets the nomination, I don't see him being the nominee come November of next year.
Do you feel like Cheney's going to run?
Not for the Republican Party. If she did it all, it would be for an independent, but I just heard no. I do think that she'll run at some point, though, but I don't think right now. I think she's too nervous of taking votes away from Biden. Not that she's a Democrat, or I don't know if she would support Biden.
Vote for, yeah.
But she will not support Trump or the MAGAs. She's very much against that. So if it were to give them a better chance of being in there, I don't think she would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Yogi Bear. Oh, we're sending your husband a lot of love and healing, Jane. You are just fine. Happy birthday, Rose Blues.
Oh, happy birthday.
Lots of stuff happening in Leo season. So. Janet DC, question: do you see any danger for Jack or Judge Chukin and their families? Will they stay safe? I think that they're going to be safe. I'll throw a couple cards on it, but I definitely feel like security has definitely been a big priority.
I think that there is danger, but they're really keeping an eye on them and watching them. They have to. Otherwise, they are in danger if they're not being watched and taken care of, because there are those crazies out there. Look at that one who Trump gave him Obama's address, and some nut went over there and was going to. So, danger for Jack. I think they're well protected. Are they safe?
Yeah, they're working hard on it. I do feel like their security is obviously a major priority. And with the Magician, I feel like they're going to be okay. But I do feel like there may be some close calls here. This is kind of like healing, people that are kind of lost, confused, battle weary. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place for them. I definitely feel like there's threats, but I mean, with the Magician, I feel like everything's going to work out. They have all the tools at their disposal to keep them safe.
Well, I got the Lovers, and I see that angel above, and I see that angel watching over them. That they're being watched over. They're being watched over, and they're going to be safe. They're going to be secure. I see this as security, and then I get the Four of Wands. So I feel like they are safe. They know to watch them. They're going to be okay.
I agree. Sorry, trying to keep up with the chat. Ness, yeah, I agree with this list for the co-conspirators. I don't know if they've all came out, but I definitely felt Giuliani, Sidney Powell, Eastman, Jeffrey Clark. I'm not sure who Kenneth Chesbro is, but
I'm not
that
sure
resonates.
either.
I felt like it would. I was saying Bannon, but a lot of people were saying Navarro, and that really seems to resonate too.
Kenneth Chesbro.
So I would say one of those two for the sixth one.
Chesbro played a central part in developing the idea of having Trump supporters pretend to be electors from states won by Joseph Biden Jr., and then claiming that Vice President Mike Pence had the power to cite purported existence of rival states or delay the counting. So he was the one who was the central of developing the idea of having the fake electors.
Okay. Jane the Seeker says that is probably why they put up barriers in Georgia. It was a distraction. Everyone thought it would be fun,
Yes.
but it was Fani, but it was Jack. I love it. But I do feel Fani's right on Jack's heels. Like I said, next week or the following week. Indictments are coming from Georgia.
That
maybe
woman,
that's why Giuliani's coming through so strongly too, because he's not in trouble just for January 6th.
no.
But I really see, I think that Georgia is what really gets Giuliani in trouble. Not to say that he won't be in trouble for January 6th, but so it's like he's going to be in the news a lot.
Yeah, and doesn't he still have? Is it him? He still got the Dominion thing too. Isn't it him too? He's got the Dominion. He's got the January 6th, and he's got the what is it? The fake electors or
Dominion was Fox, right?
it was Fox, but it was Hannity, I
was
think. It was the Kraken lady, Sidney Powell, and I thought Giuliani was part of that
Oh,
too.
maybe. Yeah, because they were saying that. Yeah, it could be. But I definitely, well, that would be a civil case anyway, right? So,
But it's still a lot of money going out in
I don't think
defense.
he has it to pay it.
He sure ain't gonna get it from his buddy Trump.
Hannah says, what about Jordan and Holly? I feel in trouble for both of them. Holly feels like it's sooner than Jordan. Like I said before, when they start going after some of the people in Congress, everybody is going to be flipping and giving out everything they know, and it's going to get really crazy. So that's going to kind of be in steps out there a little bit longer. But I definitely feel investigations, and I feel like it feels jail time for both of them. But Jordan feels like his may be like like 3 years from now, so it feels like it's a while out there still.
I get both of them.
What were you saying? Sorry.
I got both of them flipping. I got I got Jordan going to jail. I don't get Holly going to jail, but I do get him flipping and telling what he knows.
Could be.
Yeah, he was one who had his arm up in solidarity, right? That's
yeah, and I definitely feel like Holly's out. I feel like Jordan may get reelected, but he's got trouble coming with his next after his next term starts. But Holly, I feel like, is out. Karen says Rudy is being sued by defamation. Oh, by Rudy Freeman and Shay Moss.
And he admitted it, so they're going to win. They might as well he gave it to him. I hope if he has any pennies left, I hope they get every one of them.
Right.
Well, he put them through.
Didn't they have to move too?
They had to move. I think she lost her business. Their lives were being threatened. Her mother loved to go for walks. She couldn't go for a walk. They couldn't go to the grocery store for fear of using their credit card or checkbook and somebody knowing their name. She says, he took my name. She used to wear shirts with her name. And he said, he took my name. I couldn't wear those shirts anymore.
It's heartbreaking.
It is. And then he accused them of looking like they were drug dealers. And she went to give her daughter a ginger mint, and he accused her of passing drugs.
Yeah.
So he's in trouble for that too. He's in so much trouble. He's going to jail.
I agree. Ness, I just answered that. And he has on the missing conspirator. I felt like it was Bannon, but Navarro feels strong too. So I feel like either one of them. All right.
A lot of people going to be sorry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Yeah, but the January, I feel like in total the January 6th is going to be a long trial, because it's so massive. I mean, there's still people that stormed the Capitol and broke into the Capitol that are getting on their jail sentences now. And how long ago was that? So by the time you make it, you include everybody into it, it is a massive investigation. But I do feel like these indictments that happen now, I don't feel like it's like after the next election. I feel like that'll definitely be before. Like I said, December was kind of feeling strong, so or maybe talk around then, maybe the beginning of next year.
Well, my pendulum, I checked with my thing. Oh, I don't know why that's echoing. I get September is going to be big too.
I feel like more indictments. September feels really crazy to me. The Republican Party, I think worldwide the energy is pretty crazy in September.
He hires the best people. The best criminals.
All right. Yeah, Flynn's in trouble. I don't think he's this other co-conspirator. We all have to be a little bit patient. Like I said, if there's ways of indictment for everybody that's involved, getting Thomas, I see getting in trouble. There's so many people there. So like I said, it's waves and waves. It's like kind of building on the investigation. All right.
Yeah, I think they're holding off, but my pendulum said yes, they're going to go after him.
Yeah, I agree. I do feel Flynn will be going. Wasn't he already in jail? Was he pardoned?
I know that the guy with the Nixon on his back, he was. Flynn, yeah, Flynn was pardoned. You're right. Yes, he was. It's hard to keep track of them all, man. There's just so many, you know.
Hmm. Um, will Dump ever be put in jail awaiting trial? I don't feel that, Sandra. I'm sorry to say.
I get no. He should be. We
He
would
should
be,
be, but
but I'll be happy, happy, happy to be wrong about that
hmm
because he deserves to be.
right. Yeah, I mean it's kind of a shame, but it's also it's hard because it's everybody gets their karma. Everybody comes down here for a purpose. Not to say that his purpose is a good one, but it really did wake a lot of us up. And had it
Yes.
not been for Trump, we wouldn't probably be on YouTube right now. We wouldn't have this wonderful community that we've all grown to love.
Yep.
Through those hard times, it's really brought a lot of us light workers together so that we can help change the energies into a much more heart centered one going into the future and really putting those changes that are really needed in our democracy. So it's not really up for us to decide what justice somebody gets. Um, you know, the people will get their karma one way or another. It's hard because we've been put through hell, and so we want we want justice, but
Yeah.
everybody's justice comes in different ways.
And
And we
I
have to
think
kind of let
even,
go of that control a little bit. Just
yeah.
know
And
that people will get what is coming to them.
yeah.
Sorry, Deann.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and he acts like he's big tough guy in front of everybody, but behind closed doors, he's throwing ketchup. He is freaking out. He is scared. He
Yeah.
does not. He is not somebody that could handle prison. He's had such a silver spoon in his mouth all his life. You know, I think he is afraid, but he puts on this act, and he hopes that other people will fight for him. They're
Mm,
not. I don't
yeah.
think he's going to get what he got before. Nobody's going to go through that again. Maybe a few, but not like before.
Yeah. Nessa's John Edwards, the psychic, predicted accountability will be a main theme of 2023, and I got the
Yes.
same thing. Yeah,
Yes.
accountability and illumination on the things that have been kind of um, hidden in the dark. So people are doing corrupt things. There's a spotlight on them, and then comes the accountability as well. So I agree with John Edwards on that, Ness. Absolutely. Yeah, accountability has been coming through really strong for me as well. Yeah, for the most part, and thank you.
Do you feel like his supporters, I know not, I know there are some diehards, but do you
Hmm.
feel like a lot of his supporters are ever going to open their eyes and realize after all these indictments, are they still going to always stick to the fact that this was a political attack? And if, you know,
I think a majority of them will. Like I said, it's going to take some time for this all to kind of calm down. But I see, like I said, it feels like I've said it for a long time, a fracture in the Republican Party. All of those hardcore MAGA people are going against the rhinos, as they would call them. So it kind of feels like that party implodes and kind of is at war with itself. But it's not too long out there. They were allowed to share their hate publicly, and it was welcomed with Trump coming in. And it's going to take some time for them to kind of go back into their caves and for that behavior to be discouraged again.
yeah.
Um, but
I,
I do
I
see
hope
some of
this,
them. Some of them are waking up, but
yeah.
not nearly enough.
I hope this will wake up people too to make changes in the media that the
Hmm.
media like Fox and different people that they'll have some accountability that they have to be honest reporting. You know, you can't
Hmm.
go on like Fox. I mean, I hope they sue them out of existence, I hate to say, because there has to be some sort of accountability. You can't spread this to the masses, lies like this to the masses, knowingly you're spreading lies. And that has caused a lot of this too. Without Fox and all them, then a lot of this wouldn't have gotten out there as far as it did,
Yeah,
allowing 45 to do this.
yeah, and that's a sad thing too, is a lot of them are kind of brainwashed and um,
Yeah.
kind of get
And it-
caught up in the conspiracy theories and um, not vetting the information, getting a lot of their information from social media. um, yeah, a lot of them are brainwashed, and it's very kind of sad when people's free will is taken from them,
Yes.
to see things rationally. But I do think that some people will wake up, um, and I think it's important not to give up on people. It's very hard though with when people are brainwashed to get them the kind of help that they need to see reason.
I hope they do because it's broken up a lot of families. It's broken up a
Mm,
lot of friendships and people that, you've known all your life, it's divided people. And I just
yeah,
hope that people do wake up, or at least more.
I do see, within the next couple of years, like 2026 feels like it's a much better time,
I feel like
um,
that
for
too.
everybody kind of coming together. And with all of the destruction going on, all these crazy weather patterns and storms and um, fire, all this crazy earth activity, I do feel like it is bringing a lot of people together, or it will be bringing a lot of people together where it's not so divided. Um, Things aren't so polarized. Astrological Tarot said that she can't wait to read with you tomorrow.
I hate to have it be this long, but I'm getting like it might even be into 2027 before this is really. I mean, this is going to take some time. This
Yeah,
is this
absolutely.
is not going to be a quick fix like I wish it would be.
Hmm.
Oh, hi, Hi, Michelle, Astrological Tarot. I can't wait to see you too. That's tomorrow, huh? For some reason, let me make sure I got that down right. I tell you, that girl is one smart cookie. Oh, I have it that it's Thursday. I'll have to email me, will you? I might have the date down wrong. I have down Thursday at 6 p.m., the 3rd. So if I'm wrong, you email me. I can do it tomorrow.
Yes, Mountain Dancer. Like I said, it's coming in waves. It's a massive investigation, and honestly, if Jack Smith, I don't think he's quite ready to indict everybody that was involved in January 6th. But even if he was, if he indicted everybody right now, that would take so long to you know
Mm-hmm.
to go through the court system that Trump wouldn't be charged until after the election. So I think that that's why he did it now with those closest to him. There's definitely a lot more indictments coming.
Yeah, and somebody made a good point to me that, a lot of these cases, there could be a murder case that it's years and like 6, 7, 8 years later before that person goes to jail. So
Hmm.
actually, this seems so slow to us, but it's actually moving quicker than we think. Then,
Yeah.
because justice is so slow. Michelle from Astrological Tarot said Trump talks directly at their level. He doesn't make his supporters feel mentally inferior. He just cheers
Mm,
and the money. That is a
yeah.
good point. I think
And
that's,
it's always so crazy to me too that um, that they are so they literally view him as the second coming of Christ.
yeah,
And he would not do anything to help any of them. He's disgusted by his base. He thinks that they're dirty and uneducated, and he thinks downly of them, but they worship him.
you do. They
It's
had a one said
insane.
first it's Jesus Christ, and then they said first it's King Jesus, then it's King Trump. That's what one of his supporters said when they were interviewing people. King Jesus and then King Trump. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I just can't. I just can't with them. It just is sad.
yeah,
It's almost like a cult like we've never seen.
mm, yeah,
Oh, Fanny got some hate mail today.
yeah. And you know what? I'll say I think Jack Smith feels pretty safe to me, um, but I do feel like there may be some craziness in Georgia with Bonnie. I feel like she's going to be safe, and that they are definitely taking those precautions there. Um, but I don't know. For some
I
reason, there feels like there's a bit more of a ruckus coming out of Georgia than other places.
I feel like that too. I was just doing my pendulum on it, and I get that she's in more danger than Jack is. She is in a really red state,
Yeah,
I believe, in Georgia, and I think there may be more. That's why she's trying to get it all ready now to make sure everything's safe before she even proceeds.
yeah. I do feel like she's going to be safe. I would tell you all if I had like a really bad feeling for her safety. I don't, but I feel like and maybe it's even something that's um that we all hear about. It's like big breaking news, like more stuff of getting hate mail or people threatening her.
Yeah, threats. That's what I'm getting, threats. But when I ask, will anybody hurt her, I get no. But I
Hmm.
do get she will be getting threats. But they threaten because she's a woman and she's a black woman. She's in the South and it's a big red state. So,
Hmm.
but she's one
I,
brave woman. I
yeah,
proud of her.
I do feel like she's going to be safe. I asked if she'll be safe.
Mhm.
The first card out was the Ace of Swords. This is truth being revealed, and the Magician. But it does feel like there's some mercenaries out there that um, would do something if they had the opportunity. But I do feel like the security is really being taken care of. Yeah, it feels like some people are like desperate, um,
Mhm.
very kind of like trying to persevere and continue on. Yeah, I don't have the best feeling about Georgia, but I do feel like she'll be safe in the end.
I threw a couple cards and I got the Fool in reverse regarding Fani, and I feel like there's going to be a couple reckless, foolish people
Hmm.
that are going to make threats, that are going to, but they're going to get caught. They're going to be careless, that they're going to make threats. But I get that with her being the Queen of Swords, she has knowledge. She'll know
Yeah,
and she's protected.
yeah, I agree. Oh, well, that's good. Jane the Seeker said her 89-year-old Trump loving mom can't stand him now. So there are some people waking up.
Really?
Yeah. All right. I think we're going to end there. We've been on for a little over an hour, but is there
Oh,
any,
that went quick.
what was that?
That went quick.
It did go kind of quick, didn't it?
Hmm.
Is there any shows or anything that you want to promote before we wrap up?
Well, I got to get hold of Astrological Tarot. I was thinking it was going to be Wednesday, or excuse me, today's Tuesday. We were supposed to be on Thursday. Let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. I'm going with Astrological Tarot. I guess she says it's Thursday or Wednesday. I thought it was Thursday, so I'll have to get a hold of her. And I am going to be on Celtic Tarot Sheila's channel on Friday the 4th,
Oh,
and
cool.
that's going to be at 7:30 p.m.
Nice. And I will be on Mel's channel this Thursday. I don't have it confirmed just yet, but I think next Monday, Andre from Astrology Alert will be coming on, and I think that
I
that
love
will be.
him.
I have not worked with him yet, so I'm really excited to have an astrologer on, and I think that he's really great at kind
You'll
of
love it.
dumbing down astrology, so so even I can understand it. And there's so much intense energy going on right now, and for the rest of the year, so I kind of want to pick his brain at his some of his predictions. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. I did just post on my community board my rates. I had a lot of people asking about the rates. And for the month of August, I am going to open up 30-minute readings, which I haven't necessarily done in the past. Um, I have done them in the past, but I stopped doing them for, just because it was a lot and it was hard to kind of time block. But I'm going to try it for this month and see how it goes, um, because a lot of people kind of prefer shorter readings too. So if you're interested in that, you can send me an email at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. And if people want to get a hold of you for a reading, Deann, how do they do that?
Deann's Shield Maiden Tarot at gmail.com. It's DEANN, and there's an S, and
Hmm.
then Shield Maiden Tarot at gmail.com.
And I think I have both of our information in the description box of this video. So if you missed it, you can look in there. So anyway, it was fun, Deann. We have to do
Yeah.
something again here soon, and um,
Sorry, I was overly excited when you called me. This was all new news to me, all of a
right,
sudden. So you got me when I was all hyped up.
right. Like I said, everyone, we got our popcorn ready. I don't know if anybody's drinking champagne or having a drink, but celebrate for justice and accountability. Um, it it feels good that we're actually finally coming up to this point where we're starting to see action taking place, and seeing those people that have needed it to be held accountable, even though the circumstances of January 6th,
Yes.
obviously really horrible. So, but anyway, we're sending you a lot of love, and we will see you all soon. And yeah, see you later this week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.